focus on me.
Hey guys, it's Divine, and today I'm back with another video. Well, let's say I am the ghetto Dr. Divine today, and I am coming to y'all with another girls talk. Now, today's girls talk is for my younger girls, because a lot of y'all gave me this topic when I asked for topics. Well, when I asked for girl talk suggestions, a lot of y'all gave me this topic, so I'm guessing it's for the younger girls. I'm pretty sure it's for the younger girls. Y'all probably just starting y'all cycles, or haven't started y'all cycles and y'all want some tips. So Dr. D to give it to y'all. My name is Dr. D Divine today, okay? So before I get started, I just want y'all to know that periods are not an embarrassing thing. Don't be embarrassed if you have your period or you came on your period. Don't be embarrassed. It's very natural. We are girls. All girls are made to have periods. It's natural, okay? So the first thing I'm going to tell y'all about is how to know when you're about to start your period, or like if it's your first time and you want to know some symptoms that, so you can just be prepared. So the first thing would be like if you're having, and some of the things I'm telling y'all are from experience, and some of them are from research that I looked up. So oh, and before I started my period. I don't know how old I was, but I don't think I had any cramps or anything. I can't remember, but I remember feeling wetness or something. I just went to go check myself, saw blood, and I was like, oh, that's my period. So I was old enough to know what it was, and I called my mama and told her, and she was like, okay, and she got me pads, and she showed me how to put the pad on, and it was as simple as that. But you know, everybody's period is different. Some of y'all might feel cramps, other y'all might not. So here are some symptoms that you might have, or that your period is getting ready to start. Cramps in your stomach. Like if you're having stomach cramps, you can tell the difference between stomach cramps and like a stomach ache is very different, okay? So that's one of them. And moodiness. If you're feeling like moody, or like attitude, or just don't feel like being bothered, that might be a symptom that your period is coming. I know when I'm on my period, I just feel like people ask me 1,000 and a million questions, and I just don't even feel like answering, or just don't feel like talking. So that's how I am when I'm on my period. You also have back cramps. Like some people have back cramps, even leg cramps. I even saw on the internet, but I know back cramps, lower back cramps for sure. Pimples. Like as you get older, you will start to grow pimples. It's part of puberty as well. So, and period is part of puberty too. It's part of growing up. So you will definitely have that. Discharge. If your discharge is clear and not smelly, I think it's clear white, I'm not sure, and it's not smelly, then that's a sign that your period might be coming. But if it's smelly, I encourage you to go to a doctor and get checked out, okay? And those pretty much all the symptoms that I have wrote down. I write them down because my memory is bad and I don't want to look stuck, okay? Periods, people, I mean, girls usually come on their periods at the age 10 to 15 or 16 even, maybe. If you have not been on your period by the age of 16, I would encourage you to go see a doctor. Because all girls are supposed to have periods. Thanks to Eve, our bodies we was born to have a period, okay? Periods usually last 3 to 8 days. Everybody's body is different. I know some people who have their period 3 days, and I know some people who have their period 8 days. Mine's is 5 days. It always been 5 days. I don't know if it really changes, but I know for sure that that's usually the days that you have. Some people might have the worst 3 days of their life, because you know everybody cramps are different. Mine's aren't, when I have my periods, mine's aren't that painful, but others are. Like some people might not be able to get out of bed, but it doesn't last forever. So I mean, you get it once a month. It comes around once a month. So you're good with that. I know some people who have their periods twice a month, and I guess that's normal. There's 3 things that people use to and that's pads, tampons, and menstrual cups. Menstrual cups I really don't know too much about because I don't know too many people that use them, but doing research, that's what I saw, that people use menstrual cups. I don't use tampons, I just use pads, but you can use tampons, pads. I have my pads are these. That's my pad. I usually have the big pads because sometimes my periods be heavy and other times it don't. So it just depends. Everybody's, like I said, everybody's period is different. Some might have heavy periods and others might have light periods. So, and if you are a new person and you're just starting your period and you have heavy periods, I suggest those pads, and get the ones with the wings on them because I just feel like they're more secure, and they just cover your whole underwear. Tampons, you can use tampons. I heard when you pee, you do not have to take your tampon out unless it's time for a change, but you do not have to take it out. But when you take the number 2, you should take that tampon out and change it after you're done, because you don't want anything from the back coming into the front. Okay, it's not good, and your vagina will be infected. Okay, just to let you know. You should change your pads every 2 hours, and I heard your tampons every 2 to 4 hours, but I would say change your tampons every 2 hours. Don't leave your pads or your tampons in all day. You have to change them. That's what they're made for. That's why you have a whole pack for you to change them. Okay. You do not want to mess up your pH balance. You don't want to do any of that because you want to keep a tampon or a pad on because you were too lazy. When you start your period in school, here's some things that that would help you. I did not start my period in school. I actually I got lucky and my period came when I was at home, and I was happy I wasn't out in public or at school. I was at home, so that was a good thing for me. But if you do start your period at school, and you make sure you always have, excuse me y'all, make sure you always have extra pair of underwear, pads, and or tampons always with you, just in case, because you know periods, they like to do what they want to do, so they might come when you're not expecting it. So, but here's the thing you could do. You could download the app called, it's 2 apps. One is called Clue, and the other one is called Flow. I have Clue. I did have Flow, but I have Clue now, and it just helps you keep a track of how many days your period might be, or when your period might be coming up, so you will have an idea of when you need to be prepared. Also, if you don't have a phone, you can always mark it on your calendar. It's every 28 to 30 days. So you don't have an accident in school. So yeah, if you don't have any pads or tampons, make sure you ask somebody. And if make sure you ask a girl or a teacher or something. And if they don't have it, the nurse has it. I remember a girl asked the nurse for one, they had it, so the nurse might have it for you. And if they don't, nobody has a pad, just make your own. Okay, all you would do is roll up some tissue paper, fold it up, and make it about fat, so it can be long enough, but make sure it's thick, just in case your periods are heavy, so you won't so the tissue won't absorb that blood so fast. But you need to also make sure that you check it all the time, because you know it's tissue, so you need to make sure that you check it and just don't walk around wearing it. Okay. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I also heard that being on birth control, like say you want to go to the beach or something like a week from now, or just a week from any time, and you know your period is coming up, I heard that taking birth control might help it. But if your period is like the next day or something, or if you're on your period, birth control is not going to help, or it's not going to stop it. So those are some tips. Remember, I am Dr. D Divine. I am not a professional doctor. But I am, I hope some of these tips help and preparations help for you guys. And remember, periods are normal, but make sure you always change. Oh, also, do not use soap. If you see blood, don't wipe it with soap, okay? Because that's going to, don't do that, because you first off not supposed to put soap inside your vagina like that. So don't do that. Also, use unscented soap. You always supposed to use unscented soap. No body washes and stuff. It's really not good for your pH balance. So yeah, I hope these are some these little tricks or whatever. Not tricks, I didn't give y'all no tricks. These little tips helped y'all. Oh, make sure y'all like this video, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.